Swiftly, though, tonight, the 11 o'clock update, Idalia continues to weaken, now down to tropical storm strength, sustained winds of 60 miles per hour. It's basically centered over Charleston, South Carolina, but at this point, it's a very lopsided storm. It is basically void of any rainfall here on the south side, but producing very heavy rain from South Carolina into North Carolina. Gusts upwards of 70 miles per hour, but it is moving pretty swiftly toward the northeast at 21 miles per hour. So unlike Ian, that was moving at all of 8 and 9 miles per hour. Thankfully, at least we are seeing the impacts move pretty quickly offshore, and that's going to be the case tomorrow. Expected to move off North Carolina's coast early tomorrow morning, then progress into the Atlantic, potentially affecting Bermuda later next weekend. As for our conditions here, they are continuing to improve. As we look ahead to tomorrow, here are those weather threats. In my opinion, manageable. Wind gust 15 to 25 miles per hour. And because of that, as you know, schools have reopened, government offices have reopened as well. For those of you, though, who are venturing out, just make sure you have that rain gear close. Scattered downpours will continue to be a problem. Morning, noon, afternoon, we're going to be dealing with those widespread showers and storms. Rain chances tomorrow is 70%. Of course, we'll talk more about that in depth here in the next 15 minutes. Coastal flooding, mainly because of our king tides tonight into tomorrow. That's because of our supermoon that we currently have. That basically exacerbates that high tide and causes it to be even higher than average. Then you factor in some of those onshore winds. That's why coastal flooding, especially during those high tide cycles, will climb 1 to 2 feet. So we'll be monitoring that very closely. But there you go. That tornado threat certainly not a concern of ours. I mentioned those winds continuing to taper off. Venice just reported a peak gust of 17 miles per hour here in the last few minutes, but otherwise generally looking at those winds this evening anywhere from 5 to 15 miles per hour, and looking ahead to tomorrow, it's going to be the case as well.